Hello, my name is Bobby Benton, aka Serendipitously Bobby, and welcome to Life Essentials, the Self Healer's Journey podcast. Bobby, and I have been gone for a while, but I'm back. So, tonight, guys, I have my special guest, Miss Tamara Samuels. Um, Welcome.
Thank you.
How are you doing?
I'm good. Thank you.
So, I am honored to have you here. I'm excited to have you here because I just want you to share with the podcasting world all about your organization. So, real quick, I'm gonna read your bio, and
Okay.
then we're gonna get into your journey. Okay.
Awesome.
All right. So Tamara is a licensed professional counselor with extensive experience working with adolescents, adults, and couples in both academic and clinical settings. She holds a master's degree in counseling education from Wayne State University, whoop, whoop, and is currently pursuing her doctorate. All right. Tamara is has worked in various clinical environments, including university counseling centers, community mental health, and nonprofit agencies, where she developed a deep commitment to trauma and family therapy. Her expertise includes treating anxiety, depression, family issues, LGBTQ concerns, academic challenges, and more using evidence based practice methods in cognitive behavioral therapy, dialectic behavioral therapy, and trauma focused CBT, among others. She values building strong collaborative relationships with her patients to help them improve their lives. Tamara is deeply committed to her faith and believes in staying connected to God's presence. Amen. You out here doing it.
Yes. Yes.
So, this has been a long time coming. Um,
Absolutely.
we've had plenty of conversations about life and
Mhm.
just working on dreams and
Yes.
pursuing things. So share with me your journey where you began because you started Empower Futures.
Yes. Yeah.
So share that journey with us because you're doing a lot right now with
Yeah.
that. So just share that journey with us, where you started
Okay. Thank you for asking.
from.
So Empower Futures. Honestly, Bobby, Empower Futures kind of is one of those things that kind of literally just dropped out of the sky into my brain.
Mhm,
And I started just working with trying to figure out what is this.
mhm,
So, just so you know, this journey that I'm on right now with Empower Futures and this mentorship program, it started from a place of, how can I say, it started from a kind of a tumultuous place.
mhm.
Um, I don't know if you know, and I know we haven't talked about it, so it's probably to be a surprise to you.
Go ahead.
But back in 2020,
Mhm.
okay, I had a really bad experience that happened to me and my family.
Okay.
And this is like, we talking about life journeys. Is that okay? Like, we're
Yeah,
good with
that's
that.
that
We
self
good. We
healer's journey,
good.
girl. Tell it.
Okay. All right. And I had so just so you know, just a little background about me. Okay.
Okay.
I have three children.
Okay.
I'm currently married, been married now for going on 16 years.
Oh, congratulations.
Yes. Yes. And to a wonderful man.
Okay.
But prior to that, I went through a divorce.
Okay.
So my first child is, from my previous marriage.
Okay.
All of my children are girls.
Okay.
I mean, God got jokes, right?
Yeah. or the men was players.
Right,
No.
right. That part. So I'm like, yeah, right. Three girls, God, like really. So,
Mm.
so anyway, fast forward, it and anybody who has young ladies and girls that they're dealing with,
Mhm.
girls are different.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
They different. So here we are in 2020, and you know what happened, right? We in
COVID.
the whole, yes.
Yes.
So dealing with young people, and I do. You read my bio, so I am a mental health therapist what I do on a daily basis, I deal with young people. I deal with young people in the juvenile justice system.
Mhm.
I deal with their families. But when I tell you, deal, being able to being able to therapeutically help someone outside of your own family, it's
Mhm.
just different.
Yes, it is.
And that's a whole nother show, right? Like,
Yeah. And we
um,
could talk about it because I
hey,
feel you.
it's like, why can't I fix my own?
Yes.
You know,
Mhm.
like, why can't I do what I do,
Mhm.
but and do that for my own? And I don't have that answer. But anyway, 2020, the world just shut down, right? And
Mhm.
so I feel like it was particularly difficult for these teenagers
Mhm.
in that time, right? The schools shut down. The kids were on laptops, when they were used to having these social interactions. Just
Mhm.
a lot was going on. And I'm gonna bring you down to one night. One night, I finished doing my daughter's hair, my
Mhm.
oldest child, and I'm just listening to her chit chatting on the phone with one of her guy friends, and
Mhm.
not really thinking nothing. I finished her hair, and it was around 10 o'clock at night,
Mhm.
and her dad called
Mhm.
to talk to her, and when I went to give her the phone, my child was missing. She was not there.
Uh-oh.
It's 10 o'clock.
That quick?
That quick in the middle of a pandemic.
Mhm.
It's that night was it. I remember it was super cold. It was like kind of like it is now. It was snowing like
Mhm.
that. So I can't imagine. So I was just like, we looked everywhere, up under everything, everywhere.
Mhm.
And of course, we ended up having to call the police and putting in a missing persons. Well, I don't know if you've ever had that experience or have lost a child, like
Yeah.
what that feels like,
Yeah.
right? I can't even begin to tell you the panic,
Mhm.
the sheer panic. It's distress. It's all of the above. Like you can't put a word to it.
Mhm.
But that night ended up being like 3 days.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Um, with my kid was just gone. Like not like nothing.
So you did her hair.
I was
She left.
yes, and I'm gonna tell you, and
Tell me
this
how
is
this
how.
went, cause
Let me tell you, and I'm talking to parents now. Like
y'all
you
listening, parents.
listen, parents, know your child. When I say know your child,
Mhm.
know the ins and outs of your children.
Mhm.
Know when their mood changes. Know when their demeanor is off, like the
Mhm.
slightest thing. No, you like be in tune,
Mhm.
like So I thought I was that one. Like I'm not a real social butterfly. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
I have my children. I have my husband. I'm that mom, right?
Mhm.
But when I tell you, I did not. So the kid grabs. I remember that she grabbed the garbage,
Mhm.
okay, and was like, "I'm about to take the garbage out." Now I should have known she never takes the garbage out,
Ah.
but my mind didn't click. I didn't think. So I didn't realize when she took the garbage out, she never came back.
Oh.
Yeah. And that's what happened. So we ended up in a situation where we're dealing with a runaway.
Mhm.
But when I tell you in Detroit, and we didn't live in Detroit, we lived very close to Detroit, outside
Mhm.
of Detroit, Southfield. But when I tell you things can go real bad, real quick,
Mhm.
when you're living that close to the city, like real bad, real quick, But kids don't know that.
Mhm.
We're talking about late at night. A she's a beautiful young lady. Teen. Yeah, at the time she was only 13 years old, and that's the age.
Yep.
You deal with them too.
Yep.
That's the
Yeah. Yes.
age, right? I think they lose their mind at 13,
They start smelling themselves.
I mean, something is off, like 13 years old. So yeah, and now she's in the streets.
Mhm.
So when and again, I'm telling the parents,
Mhm.
talking to the parents, know who your children are talking to.
Mhm.
Know their friends. I don't care if they call you a helicopter parent, because that's what we call our parents when we doing mental health, right?
Yep. I was a helicopter parent. I know.
Yes, we
Yeah.
call them helicopter parents.
Mhm.
But now I understand, like, what that means. Like, to be a helicopter parent, listen, it's okay
Yep.
because it could save your child's life.
Mhm.
So, Bobby, I had to go through my phone and I started to figure out, like, okay, who are her friends, and I'm trying to find people, trying to put things together.
Mhm.
And I ended up talking to some of her friends, like, have you seen her? Have you heard, when the last time you heard from her? But it ended up being 3 days of hell.
Mm.
And that's not even telling you the real, like, 3 days of hell.
Mm.
And I'm telling you, it was an experience that I would never even wish on my worst enemy.
Mm.
I could write a memoir, like, about just dealing with the police,
Oh.
from dealing with the fact that when you have a runaway child,
Mhm.
they don't typically do the Amber Alert thing,
Mhm.
right? Where it alerts you, like, child missing, not for runaways. They
Which is
don't.
terrible. They should do that anyway.
They should, and that's a whole nother show why they don't. I mean,
Mhm.
we would have to get into that, but they don't. And this is like days of me asking, like, even when we realized that the situation had got dire,
Mhm.
you know, like, at one point we were standing in front of the police in the police station,
Mhm.
and my child calls,
Mm.
okay? Not I don't think not from her phone, cuz she didn't have her phone. She
Mm.
didn't take her phone. She calls from some, I don't even know.
Mm.
Her dad was standing there. My sister, who had jumped on the freeway, came down from Indiana, and we're standing in front of the police, and my child is on the phone on the other end saying, um, "Mom, stop looking for me. Mom, I'll come home later. Um, I'm okay. I'm okay." Now, mind you, remember, I'm telling you, parents, know your children, right?
Mhm.
My child doesn't talk like that.
Mhm.
I knew that, but it was her.
Mhm.
So, do you understand what I'm saying? So, at this point, I knew she was in trouble.
Yep.
I knew, and now I'm like screaming at the police, "Help us!" Like, Bobby, I'm sorry. I feel like I had fell out on the floor at one point because it was so overwhelming. Because I'm like, her dad grabbing the phone, like, "No, we're coming to get you now," and she's, "No, don't
Mhm.
stop looking." Just weird, just
Mhm.
weird. So, um, like, and it went on and on, and so, just bringing it up today. We had that experience with her, and trust me, we ended up getting her back. Praise God. Like, she ended up where the people who took her,
Mhm.
and there was some people who took her.
Was she with traffickers?
She ended up being with traffickers.
Oh.
Yeah. So Empower Futures is about this.
Okay.
It's about saving our children
Mhm.
from potential sex trafficking, from saving them from the harm that this society does, right?
Mhm.
Mentoring them to the point where they're strong enough to know the difference between good and evil.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? The person that took that took her. You're not gonna believe this, but I ended up talking to the lady.
A lady did this?
Well, oh, well, so and I know this is not a sex trafficking education show, but
Girl, share your story. You fine. You fine.
so talking to the detectives, right?
Uh-huh.
They make you understand that there are many, many individuals, and I don't want to say particularly in Detroit, but particularly in Detroit,
Mhm.
they do these things for money. It is so lucrative. And when I tell you it's more lucrative than the
Yeah.
drug trade, okay? Believe
Mhm.
me. To traffic or not even fully participate in trafficking a child.
Mhm.
Bobby, I'm telling you, from just if a person is commissioned to just move a child from one vacant house to the next, that can be a $10,000 gig.
Oh my goodness.
Not lying. I talked to the detective myself.
Wow.
A lot of times these people, they groom your children to make them believe that they're all good,
Mm-hmm.
that they're taken care of, that they're godly,
Mm-hmm.
even that they're godly. Okay, which is
Mhm.
scary.
They're predators.
Predators.
Mhm.
So yes, it wasn't a woman that grabbed my child. It was her man.
Mm.
And
So they used her boyfriend to get her.
so the way that the lady told me, and this is, I know you might think I'm weird for this, but the way I ended up talking to this lady,
Mm.
was it was kind of by happenstance.
Mm.
Because at this point, you're looking at a vigilante mama now. Now I'm the police. Do you hear what I'm saying?
Yes.
Now I'm the FBI. FBI mama.
Yeah.
Okay?
Well, you had to be because they wasn't moving
Right.
like you needed them to move. I
Exactly.
get it. Mm-hmm.
They was and trust me, the police were angry at me. Like angry. They're like, you messing up our investigation. Mm-hmm. And I kept on investigating because I never went to sleep. When I tried to lay down, I couldn't.
Mm-hmm.
You know, all I could do is pray. So at this point now, I'm like, by any means, I'm using all kind of Google searches, and we were at one point in time we were being led on a wild goose chase. All of these weird numbers and weird people. I was looking up everyone. It's such a long story, but there are companies that within our city limits that generate these numbers, right? And they don't know what these people using these numbers for. It's just terrible, right? At one point in time, they called asking me for money. Yes.
So they was gonna blackmail.
Wait a minute.
Ransom.
A ransom. Okay. This was the ransom. $20.
Was
I
they
said,
crazy?
no. It's a child. I said, this is a child. What is happening here? Like, what is really happening here? Like it was literally like walking into a twilight zone. I'm not lying. Yeah, ransom calls. One call we got ended up being almost legitimate because it put us on 7 Mile. And anybody, if you're from the D, you already know about 7 Mile, right? Right. And when you're on 7 Mile, you gotta survive. You just gotta survive, right?
7 Mile to Belle Isle, you gotta survive.
You gotta survive. Thank God it wasn't East 7 Mile. It was West. But it put us on West 7 Mile at this house. Okay. This is one of the weirdest parts of the story, right? And now we rolling with like 6, we got like cousins. we got the neighbors, like we
Did
rolling.
y'all have bats?
Hey, let me tell you, my people from Indiana, we rolling, right? It's like 6, 7 cars, right? rolling up on this one house
Oh, Jesus.
because we had got a lead.
Uh-huh.
It was like, look for the black car and the white van, which was ironic because a child had called us the night before saying they had seen my daughter being chased by a white car. I mean, a white van and a black car. So now we on 7 Mile in front of this house, taking pictures of, license plates, and until the people came out, and they were okay with, my ex-husband going in and checking because they understood. But when they saw us taking pictures of the plates, it got ugly
Mm.
real fast, real quick.
Mm.
So now we in the middle of the street fighting.
Oh, Lord.
I'm calling the police. I'm on the phone like, help, like 911. It's about to be bad. Get over here now. Like, oh my God, it was terrifying because your adrenaline is rushing. You looking for a child. They're trying. The people are trying to be. I don't know, but it was just like it was like, well, what went wrong? And come to realize, like, they when we took the pictures of the license plate, the plate wasn't straight. It wasn't right. It wasn't
Mm.
straight. But that's not our investigation. You feel me? Like that's
Unless you
not
trafficking with this plate, we don't care.
exactly.
Mm-hmm.
But Bobby, so long story short, I'm trying to wrap this up.
You
'cause
fine. Go ahead.
It's these 3 days. It literally felt like a month. Like, no lie. But so I told you I was FBI mama, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we never left that site. We
Mm.
staked out across the street. I'm not lying. I'm not lying. Me, my cousins, like after my ex-husband had walked through the house and he was like, yeah, she not there.
Mm-hmm.
But it was something weird. Just something weird about the whole situation, right? So I said, okay. I parked across the street. We chilling and we watching the house.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm like,
Did they know y'all was parked across the street?
after we had left from in front of the house, they literally got in a car and was like flying down 7 Mile.
Mm.
Like they took off.
Mm.
I had my one cousin, he took off after them.
Mm.
Just trying to understand what's
Why
the
y'all
rush?
with the rush? Yeah.
And so so we staked out and oh my God. So day turned into night. We still in front of this house, right? So we get a call from this child,
Mm-hmm.
this other girl, and she's telling us that she saw my daughter walk
Mhm.
into this house,
Mm-hmm.
but she's telling us the house was like in Southfield.
Mm-hmm.
And but so when I asked her to describe the house, she was describing the house that we was in front of. She didn't know we were sitting there.
Oh.
She's telling us it's in Southfield though.
Oh. So they got this girl to do that.
I don't know.
Mm.
The police ended up investigating who she was, right?
Mhm.
And they told us they told us who the child was. I don't know the whole story, but I'm gonna tell you how God works, okay?
Mhm.
During the child had kept calling. She kept calling. Me and my sister, we tried to devise this plan to go get her,
Mhm.
to help us find the child. We were going to pay her and her mother, okay? And we could she first she said they moved. Like within 24 hours they moved, right?
Mhm.
Then she said her mother wouldn't allow her to go. Now I said, okay, well, grab your mom. We'll pay her. I'll pay her. I don't even care whatever number she says. But she was like, no, I can't go. And then the Lord told me, ask her, is she okay?
Mhm.
Like that, right? When I asked her that question, she responded to me, she's locked in. Just like that. She was like, I'm locked in.
Mm.
And then she changed it. She was like, oh, I mean, I'm locked in, because of the pandemic. What? Like,
She was locked in with them.
I don't know. I just was like, at this point, I was just like, God, I don't know what this is. I've never experienced this before. What are we doing on 7 Mile? Like, what is happening? Why are they telling me my child is somewhere in Southfield and but describing this house? I'm sitting literally in front of this house, describing it to the T,
Mm.
even the makeshift curtain, even just the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
So it just threw me off. But long story short, going back to so my child was found walking down the service drive.
Mm-hmm.
This was after we had done all our FBI.
Vigilante suite.
We was doing the FBI stuff at that time when we got the call.
Uh-huh.
But she was literally walking down the service drive.
Mm.
And when we got the call, and her dad jumped up, and he ended up taking her to the hospital, and she had, got checked out and everything. But how the lady came in, the one that took her,
Mm-hmm.
and this is the part that it's just so disheartening, that there are grown people in this world, right, who do anything for money.
Mm-hmm.
And this is why our Empower Futures, this is why our girls event, and I know we'll get to that. That's why we have a very minimal $12 registration is no money. Like, it's to help us really pay for the food, and it really is not paying for the food. It's just so that we can, get the momentum going. But when adults do things to children and, for the sake of money, it is evil.
Mm-hmm.
Like, to the point where you're benefiting off of the downfall or the harm of another child.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't care what this lady told me, and she told me a lot of stuff. I wrote it in a book. I was just writing. I let her talk.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but how we got to her was when my child left the hospital. She some kind of way. I told you she didn't have no device.
Mm-hmm.
Some kind of way she had this lady number though.
Mm.
And she was able to call this lady. She called this lady from a landline. She had went with her dad at this point.
Mm-hmm.
She called this lady from her landline,
Mm-hmm.
from a landline from her dad's house. And he pulled the number and gave the number to me. And I searched it and I called the lady.
Mm-hmm. This
This is how I got to get the rest of the story, right? Of what happened. And what she told me was she heard that her boo, her man, seen my daughter off of 7 Mile crying uncontrollably.
Mm-hmm.
And in that he tried to, and it was 2-3 o'clock in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
He tried to stop her from crying, but he couldn't. So she was crying because she was being chased by 2 guys.
Mm-hmm.
So he went and got her, which is his girlfriend, and took my daughter into the house with the girlfriend to try to help console her. And this is how she got her. This is according to her. They did not call the police, even though she knew 2 people were chasing her. According,
she was lying.
Well, this is what I'm saying.
Uh-huh.
Didn't call the police. What she did was, Bobby, and this is the disheartening part. What she did was after she told me the story, she told me, she's like, she's angry with you. She gonna do this again. So she was like, so trying to say like, I'm the bad parent. I'm bad. I'm a bad parent. I don't know my child. She's gonna do this again because she was telling me, in other words, making me know that she really, really had her. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we talked about this. We talked about that. She said, she was like, I told her about Jesus though. She was like, I fed her. I gave her a toothbrush. And the whole time, the detective is telling me this is what they do. Mm-hmm. They feed them. They make them feel safe.
And turn them against their parents.
But she wasn't expecting me to call. She wasn't expecting me to call. But I was about that, right? But make a long story short, I wanted to prosecute her. I didn't care that my child made it back. Yes, I'm grateful, of course. But I'm gonna tell you this: I was going after her. I wanted her to, and I understand, Bobby, that it really wasn't her. I get that because I understood as I was talking to her that her mind was feeble. There was something not connecting, right? I
Mm-hmm.
understood that. I'm a mental health therapist, right? But how about I don't know your boo? But the thing is that this is what she told me. She said her sister is married to a lawyer,
Mm-hmm.
and both of them told her she shouldn't have did it.
Mm-hmm.
So you know,
Mm-hmm.
you know. You don't keep nobody child. I don't care. Like, no, you don't
Mm-hmm.
keep nobody child. You know, you understand what I'm saying? And for that long, and then she lied and told me that I made sure she got home. I watched her. No, my child was left in an alley.
Oh.
Yeah. Somewhere off the lodge somewhere. I don't even know.
Mm-mm.
Okay, no. So no, of course I went after her. And the detectives was like, you can't. You can't prosecute her because she let her go.
Mm.
Which
What?
didn't sit right with me. Exactly.
That don't even make sense.
That's exactly what they told me.
Oh boy.
That I wasn't able to prosecute her. And basically they were like, Miss Samuels, just be happy that you got your child back. Like, just be happy. Because you know how many children that we lose every month, every week in this city. Like, how many? I'm sure. Like, if we were to check the numbers, it would be staggering. One child is too many to lose. One, just one. And just think if one child goes missing for whatever reason. I don't care if they run away, but and the parent is not looking for them. Like, think about those children where the parent's not looking for them, right? Not that, not as vigilant as I was, right? Where does that leave these children?
They just out there.
Exactly. So me being who I am, I'm like, no, it's not good enough for me to just sit down and say, oh, thank you, Jesus, I got my baby home. And then that's okay. No. What about the child that had us all on this, running all over the city? Exactly. Who is she? Who is the little girl that somebody saw my child with over there off of Greenfield or 8 Mile in the liquor store? And they're telling them we can't say nothing because we'll get them in trouble. Who is them? We're gonna get them in trouble. Who is them? Who are you? Who is this child with you? Like, who are these children? Where are they? Where are they parents? Who's looking for them? Who's trying to save them? Nobody except me. Because that's what this is about. Like, I may not be able, and trust me, Bobby, I got on a you think I'm lying about that FBI thing?
No, I believe you.
Believe me, I got on this like task force that was going on during that time. And in the FBI, they were very, very very, very diligent about getting on. We were having Zoom calls at the time because of COVID. But as citizens, you are able to. There is an FBI program where just for regular citizens, where you can go through training to bust open doors, and I mean, like, literally be in the field with them. So trust me, I had the application.
Is that the Joshua Project?
It's something else. I don't. That name doesn't sound familiar. But it might be something like that. What is the Joshua Project?
Joshua Project is a guy. He used to work for the FBI, but that's what he does. It's a task force. They go they go out and try to find kids who've been trafficked and stuff.
Wow, no, I'm thank you for that plug because I need to look into that.
And I'll connect you with Save the Pearls because that's what they do.
Save the Pearls.
They educate about human trafficking and domestic violence and stuff like that too. They try to educate the parents, so they're not per se like how you're working with the kids like that. Yeah, they help. They want to educate the parents because, like you said, where are these parents at? Why nobody looking for these kids? Exactly, so, that part. Yeah. And there's another lady, and I met her, and in fact I was on her podcast a couple of weeks ago. Her name is Stacey Johnson, and she's an ex-police officer for Inkster, and she is about
saving those children.
Mm.
Um, and I met someone, Consuelo, down in Southwest Detroit. Like, it's just, we need to make the connection. That's what this Empower Futures is. Like, there are so many clinicians, and the community is coming together. Like, we're coming to boost these girls, but it's really about connecting.
Mm-hmm.
It's really about, and I don't know if you know, but at this event that we're having on April 26th, Saturday, April 26th, we've connected with Alternatives for Girls, downtown Detroit, right?
Mhm.
You've heard them.
Mm-hmm.
And and I'm super excited about that. When I talked to them, I didn't, because I didn't know that much. I know that they have a shelter, and I knew that, but they actually have an outreach program where they go to the streets.
Yeah, I used to work for them, and I used to do that. The street
Yes.
outreach. Yeah.
I didn't realize that right there, like, I don't know why I'm drawn to that part, like, to hit the streets and pull these girls, and pull them up, pull them out.
Well, that's what it sounds like. That's what your purpose, what you called to do. Anytime you so passionate like that, and you just can't, like, you're driven to do it, like,
Yeah.
out of your control. That's, you're called to do that. That's the work, the lives you're supposed to be touching. I don't
Mhm.
work with you. I know how you help people.
Wow.
So the way you work with, you are very down to earth, and because we have some difficult folks. So
Hmm.
the way you maneuver and bring people to balance and have them understand, you're not talking over people's head or none of that.
Yeah.
You can connect when you do the street outreach. You'll
Wow.
be able to connect just
Mhm.
the way you're wired.
Yeah.
You'll be able to connect and reach them.
Yeah.
So that girl, you're called to do this work.
Hey, I love it. And you're right. You're very much right. And the way my brain is like, I'm a very detailed person. So I was just like, okay, if I'm gonna do an outreach, it's gonna have to be pretty. That's why all the flyers is all,
Beautiful.
colorful. It has to be, fun and inviting, but really deep down, this is an outreach. We might not be hitting the streets, but this is our first one. This is our first initiative. Just to kind of feel the waters for first of all, what is it that the community needs? Like,
Mhm.
what do we need?
Mhm.
Like, where are we missing it?
Mhm.
How can we bridge the gap?
Mhm.
Because, and you've worked in juvenile justice with me. Like, it goes from, like, a child. Let's say a child is a runaway, right? Well, sometimes our system is only set up to take them and lock them up, and then
Mhm.
they think that that's bridging the gap, and it's
And
not.
it's not.
It's not.
Mm-mm.
Trust me, it's not.
Mm-mm.
There's a whole middle part
Mhm.
that we're missing. Why are our children running from, and sometimes in this case, even stable homes?
Mhm.
Something going on. A lot of times it's a mental and emotional stress that they're unable to handle. They don't have no outlet. They don't
Mhm.
have, they don't even know where to turn. And of course, children like 13-year-olds, 12-year-olds, they think mama and daddy are, weird. Like, I can't talk to them.
Mhm.
So they turn to these outside sources,
Yep.
So it's like, we need to come together as a community,
Mhm.
to figure out how we can at least put some of the pieces together. We may not be able to put them all together, but we can start.
Mhm.
Places like I mentioned, Alternatives for Girls, any other, and of course you said Saving Pearls, and all
What
of
is it
these.
called? Is it Sasha's place or Sasha's house? They do human
Sasha's
traffic.
house. Yes.
I will give you. I'll share all of my resources. I got
Yes.
a gang of them.
Okay.
But keep this in the back of your mind.
Yeah.
How can you reach the kids, and where can you start filling in that gap?
Hmm.
Go to these schools
Absolutely.
and do you some after school programs at these
Absolutely.
schools. They have budgets. Title I schools have budget money. So
for these programs.
for these programs, they need
Absolutely.
these programs. They're not. A lot of times people get start groups and things in
Mhm. Mhm.
schools, but they don't sustain. They're not sustainable. They don't know how to get the data, the things to keep the funding going.
Yeah.
But you have me, and I'll help you.
Hey, well, thank you. Because that's exactly what I'm gonna do. I've
Mhm.
been in, just doing what I do. I've been in some of the worst schools, right?
Mhm.
And but for some reason, like you said, those are the kids I'm more drawn to.
Yes.
Like, the worst, and those are the kids they give me
Mhm.
on my
But those are the
caseload.
kids you help. I know some of the kids that you have helped, and when I say you reach them, like even their families,
Mhm.
like you're a testament to me of what a good therapist is. It's like
Wow, that's
your level
beautiful.
of like care, compassion, empathy that you have, but you hold people accountable, but you're able to get to the parent and the child.
Yeah.
And a lot of times in this work, I've heard so many parents say, "Fix my kid." Is my
Mhm.
kid's problem.
Mhm.
No, it's a family problem.
It absolutely is.
And you work well with help healing the family.
Yeah.
So I mean, I see your action, so you good. you know.
Yeah, I appreciate that. You're very much right. It is a family problem because, like, even going back to my daughter, right? I didn't realize how divorce affected her because I thought, oh, she's young. I got remarried when she was she was literally turning 2.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking in my mind, like, oh, I'm saving her from, you know, because she gonna know her papa because she calls my husband papa, right? She gonna know her papa for most, all her life,
Mm-hmm.
and hopefully this time between 1 and 2 won't really matter. But I was wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I was wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Divorce affects children tremendously. It doesn't matter what age it is,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm starting to realize that it's because when parents, like you said, the family, when they don't know how to maneuver or navigate when trauma hits the family, whether it be divorce, whether it be death, whether it be it doesn't matter what the trauma is. When they don't know how to navigate it, you're gonna leave your children out there to try to figure it out on their own, and they
Mm-hmm.
can't. They don't have the capacity within themselves, in their
Mm-hmm.
brain, to try to figure out what is happening, why daddy is not here
Mm-hmm.
anymore. Like, why come I got, in my case, I have other children. I got the 2 other girls, my husband is there with them. So in her brain, she's like, they got their dad and I don't have mine,
Mm-hmm.
you know? And then I found out that the hard way, because she was screaming out, I want my daddy. I
Mm-hmm.
want my daddy.
Mm-hmm.
And even though he was a phone call away, she was completely just, looking at the fact we had this solid family, but something was still broken.
She felt separated.
That's what it is, isolation.
Mm-hmm.
Even though we try so hard, I promise you.
I'm the outsider. Y'all are a family
Yes.
unit, and I'm the outsider here
Yes.
because my daddy live over here.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly what it was.
Mm-hmm.
And it even disheartens me even still because it's like I don't know how to fix that. Like, I know how to talk about it to other families, but how do you fix that in your own family?
Mm-hmm.
So this is what we had to go through to get to this point.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I had to go through that. Um I thank God every day that it didn't end up where we were burying a child or
Mm-hmm.
never knowing where that child was, from that day to this. And there are there are families out there that are like that.
Yes.
But I want to make it my business. I want to make it my mission
Mm-hmm.
that we will provide not only mental health awareness,
Mm-hmm.
but we will provide mentoring opportunities where, so say for instance, we have young girls who have aspirations. I don't care what they want to do.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be able to connect that child with the person who can help them get there.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That's what this is about. It's because it gives them not only someone to talk to, someone to to turn to, someone to trust, but it
Mm-hmm.
also gives them an outlook
Mm-hmm.
on what their future could be.
Yep.
right? No matter what background they come from,
Mm-hmm.
no matter what has happened in their life, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's what this journey was about. Absolutely.
Well, I'm gonna share what I have for your journey.
Yes, I'm
I'm gonna
ready.
share.
Yes.
But this is wonderful. What time is it? Oh, it's almost. Oh my goodness, time has flown by.
Did I talk too long?
Girl, you fine. No. It makes for a good show, and it's time go by. So, um, real quick, get the details about when, where, what time, everything.
Absolutely. So, gifts, Girls Initiative for Transforming Success. It's getting ready to be a powerful day. It's a pop-up that's happening Saturday, April 26th, which is a Saturday after Easter. We're going from 9 to 3. We have a small registration fee of $12. The address is 17029 West 13 Mile Road in South of Michigan. And if you drive through that neighborhood, you'll see that it is Peace Lutheran Church. So we're housed in there. We're gonna be in there. And we're just gonna make that day powerful. We have several clinicians coming.
You showed up.
We have several licensed clinicians that are coming. We also have a mini spa happening where the girls are coming get their nails done by T&B Nails by Tamisha. We have Harmony, who is an excellent makeup artist. And she's coming to help us out doing the girls' makeup. We have facials by Akita and a therapeutic massage. So we got a lot going on. We also have confidence training, and I don't know if you guys have that flyer, but
do we have that flyer
by Taylor Lang Studios?
Oh, I don't think we have that.
You may not have that one. Braiding class, yes.
I want to do that one.
Yes, I know, right? I hate that it's only that one is only running like a couple of hours, but we're gonna bring that braiding class back for a full day. Trust me. So girls, get ready, because you get ready to learn some skills. That's what I'm talking about.
I'll be right there too.
Yes, I'm telling you. Hey, we all need some other source of income, right? They said seven streams, right? So the braiding but the special part about this day is we're not leaving parents out.
Mm-hmm.
We have an entire session. In fact, the entire day. No, we're not locking the parents in. You are free to leave if you want, but if I were you, I would not.
Mm-hmm.
There's a financial guru that is coming. In fact, the class is being led by there's a parent advocate. Her name is I call her Miss Betty. Mm-hmm. She works for Wayne Metro, right? She's a parent advocate, but she absolutely is a financial guru. Mm-hmm. But I have forgot that. I paired her with another lady who's a financial guru, and then they were like, "Oh, I am too," and I was like, "Perfect! This is perfect." So the reason why is because we as parents we need to know how to manage, especially during this time, right? Mm-hmm. Tariffs. We don't know what all is going on. Well, what the heck is going on in this world, right? Manage your money, knowing how to get out of debt, budgeting. Those things are going to be discussed. Miss Betty is coming with resources. I've already had a parent ask me about housing. Mm-hmm. And then we got Miss Bobby.
Hi.
Hey. Yes. So Weaning Touch Advocacy Agency. Miss Bobby is going to be on the scene. And Miss Bobby, I really expect, and I say this in all honesty because you know who I am. Mm-hmm. But can I just say on your podcast that I expect a move of God? The reason why is because I believe that you're going to be able to make that one connection that's going to turn somebody's life completely around. Mm-hmm. Like, I believe that.
I accept and claim that. Use me, Lord. I'm serious.
Yes.
Use me, Lord.
Yes. And I'm just ready. Like, I'm ready for what is getting ready to be unveiled, like revealed. because you deal with domestic violence, and I have a sense that there's going to be some issues coming in that door,
Mm-hmm.
and
It's
that,
prevalent in our community.
yeah,
Very, very
yeah,
prevalent.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So
And I address teen domestic violence
yeah,
because that's the topic that a lot of people don't talk about freely or openly too.
yeah,
'Cause the young lady, like your daughter, she had no clue
yeah,
what was going on, and the little boyfriend, the way
mm-hmm,
he was isolating her, manipulating her,
mm-hmm,
that's
mm-hmm,
abuse.
yeah, yeah,
So, but she
absolutely,
was clueless.
right,
So we're gonna touch on some of that too.
absolutely. So I can't wait. It's gonna be a powerful day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I was excited when we did the Zoom meeting.
Yeah.
I was like, look at all these lovely ladies.
It's
I
a
got
lot of
excited.
people,
Yes.
a lot of
Yes.
volunteers. Yeah, it
Yeah.
absolutely is. And we have a representative from DWIN.
Mhm.
So that's Detroit Mental Health Authority.
Mhm.
And her name is Cassie Phillips. Actually, it's Cassandra.
Mhm.
Cassandra Phipps. Cassandra Phipps. I want to say her name correctly. She's gonna be our main speaker, and they're doing some great things in Detroit with mental health.
Mhm.
So pairing that with Wayne Metro, and pairing that with our nonprofit in Oakland County, and it's just gonna be powerful.
Mhm.
So I'll encourage parents, if you have girls. We even have a group of 10-year-olds, and I know that's outside of our age range,
Mhm.
according to the flyer.
Well, these
But
girls grown at 10, so
I'm telling you. So I said we're not gonna cut them off.
Mhm.
You know how I am. I'm like, they want to come, let them come.
Mhm.
So we got them as young as 10, and I encourage anyone who has girls in that age range, bring them, because they're gonna experience something great.
Mhm.
Yeah, believe me.
What my side, I had them on my show. They do some. It's an organization. They offer financial literacy. They have housing resources,
Mhm.
mental health resources. These things are free.
Wow.
I can connect you with them too.
Yeah, absolutely. Any connections, I am for.
Okay, well I'll
Hey.
connect you with them too.
Yeah, I definitely need that. Yeah,
Yeah.
because this is our first one, but there's going to be many more.
Mhm.
Yeah, we even plan to branch out into the guys,
Mhm.
into the gents, right?
We need that. Yes.
Yes, but it even boggles my mind to think about it. Like, let me get over this one first, because
Yeah.
our gents, that's a whole nother bag.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Because you got some layers to get through.
So much, so much.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
you
but
got
let's
it.
empower these girls. Let's do that.
Yes.
Women are the backbone of everything.
Mhm.
Family, society, everything.
We make the world go round.
That's right. And I'm not ashamed.
Yeah, well, what's that Beyonce song? Who run the world? Girl,
That's
girl.
right.
Oh, that's in my empowerment playlist on
Yes.
Spotify.
And I gotta get it. Send me your playlist.
Oh, okay. But yeah, so I am really looking forward to your event. This is going to be wonderful. I can already feel just meeting on the Zoom meeting all the women. I was like, this is some good energy. This is going to be a very spectacular event, a very powerful, moving, healing event.
Mhm.
Say yes, they are. Who was that? I can't see who said that.
Oh yes, that's my group right there. Girls Initiative for Transforming
Oh,
Success.
okay. Well, why did I think that was just your logo and somebody was talking?
Oh yeah.
So April Cole,
Yes.
you were in the chat. Thank you so much for participating in the chat, April.
Awesome. Thank you, April.
Now, who is April? You know April?
That's my girl. April is a she is a pusher. Let me
Mhm.
tell you, when I say pusher, I mean she's a ministry pusher.
Mhm.
She's an evangelist.
Mhm.
She goes to Genesis House 2
Mhm.
every month,
Mhm.
and she empowers those women
Oh yes.
every month. And April, I'm still coming. I've been down there one time, and it was just powerful.
Mhm.
It was powerful. Just being able to give back, and she does not miss.
Mm. Well,
So
thank you,
yeah,
April.
thank you. Yep. So yeah, and that's something we're going to do too. Like, we don't want to just limit it to the teens. There's broken women. You deal with them, right?
Yes. That's
Yeah,
why I wrote my dating book.
that's it.
Because of that.
So you and April need to connect.
April, holla at me. I'm all for connected networking,
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
bringing people together. Whoever I know, I mean, that's the only way we're going to help heal. Or I'm not even gonna say the women are broken. The women are, they. What did I was talking to Miss Felicia about? They are fractured. They have fractures, and you want to heal those fractures.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but we all got to work together and not be in a silo or not be in competition and things like that. We all got to work together.
Absolutely.
And I'm all for I'm not a gatekeeper. So
awesome.
how
Me
can
neither.
I share the help?
Right.
So
Yeah.
that's what I'm about. But I first want to say this to you. Thank you for sharing your story.
Oh, thank you.
That was very powerful.
That.
I was not expecting that.
I know, right?
So I just really appreciate you sharing your story. And that just makes this just even more powerful. Like, man, she is really called to do this, And sometimes bad things happen for a good reason.
Absolutely.
And I don't know if you believe in providence, God's divine providence, the good, the bad, the ugly have to happen to fulfill our purpose, his purpose for our lives.
Absolutely.
And that right there probably was the catalyst, had to happen to get you to be where you are today.
Yeah.
And God kept your baby safe because he had to get you to where he needed you to be.
Absolutely.
So
yeah,
this is, girl, keep going.
Thank you. I definitely will.
So
Absolutely.
I'm happy for you.
Thank you. So, I appreciate that.
Do you have any other announcements you want to share before we get ready to sign off?
No, I just want to say that don't forget Saturday, April 26th. Bring your girls, bring the community, bring whoever you think needs to hear this information. The gist of the day is about mental health awareness, because at the end of it all, it really comes down to that. It really comes down to that. Even our little mini spa is about self-care, right? But self-care is about mental health awareness. So come out, support. Let's make this a great community day, and then let's figure out how we can bridge these gaps. How we can bring more of the community into our mix. Empowering girls, empowering futures.
Well, y'all come on. Come on the 26th, 9 to 3. Hopefully, it's a lot of people watching it, and y'all bring y'all kids.
Yes.
I never know who's watching it, who's not. Yeah. I'll be walking somewhere. Bobby, I saw your podcast. You did? But no, thank you for being my guest. And I would actually like to have you back on the show so we can dive into some other topics.
Absolutely.
But we'll talk about that off air. But just thank you so much for being here and sharing.
Thank you for having me.
I
love it. Thank you.
This has been a long time coming because we always run in our mouth and then we don't follow through.
Right. This is a great follow through.
Yes, it is. It's a good thing. So, all right, we are about to.
There we go.
I forgot my announcements. Thank you, Mr. Producer Man. Okay, so guys, I have some updates. The last show I was sharing about my book that I wrote, Cut Through the Bullshit, a deeper level of dating, quick dating guide book. And then I had made relationship cards. Well, I didn't push it like I was supposed to. And then I done moved on to another book. Throw the other book up there. So this journal, it's a guided coloring book journal that I'll actually be sharing at your event. It's called From Within, a simple start to your day. And in this journal, I just share some quick, simple things that I do for myself to help me. I've come a long way on my own journey. So real quick, simple things that you can do in the morning to start your day off right. And then, later on after work, come home, process your day, If you want to relax, do some coloring. But it's a really great book, and that will be out in the next 2 days, and then I'll have the cards. Oh, and also there are affirmation cards to go with the book, and I will have those at your event. And the girls, and I don't know how many girls will be in my group.
Maybe I'm expecting at least 50.
In my group.
Oh, in your group? No.
Oh yeah, the ones I'm in. I'm like, dang, I ain't got
For the
that many.
whole thing, but
Okay.
but I haven't got the number for your group yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I want to give the girls that are going to be in my group, I want to give them the journal. So
Oh, awesome.
yeah.
Sweet.
So
Okay.
that's what my goal is there for
Okay.
them to get that. And then also let's throw up the other flyer. So on May 1st, I am so excited about this. I am going to have on my show Ramel Pinnick, Esau Parker, and Tamika Donaldson and myself. We are going to play the Cut Through the Bullshit relationship card game. The game is really fun, guys. So that will be a power hour of fun as we play the card game. And so join us on May 1st at 7 p.m. live on YouTube and Facebook as we play Cut Through the Bullshit on the show. So yeah, pretty much that's all the announcements I have. Do I have any more flyers? Or is that it? That's it. Okay. So guys, join me on May 1st at 7 p.m. With Ramel, Esau, Tamika, and myself. Hey y'all, if y'all watching, I'll send y'all the flyer. I just made it tonight. Okay, so we are gonna sign out. So you say bye bye here. I say bye bye here. Bye guys.
Bye. Thanks for watching.